Hi, beautiful people. I hope this message finds you well. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm Honest Sam, the creator and writer of the Honestly List newsletter, and we're going to get it right into it. I heard that March was a very big month, and we are going to see what is the energy. Look at that card pop right back out. Oh my God. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. This is the card, angel number 21 is that came out. God is saying Ace of Pentacles. To me, the Ace of Pentacles is literally a hand coming out the clouds. So again, to me, that symbolized divine interference or spiritual help or a physical manifestation. With this being a pentacle, it's literally meaning that this is going to be something physical that's going to manifest in our life. And so I feel like what God is saying is that this month of March is going to be a month of brand new beginnings. And for a lot of you guys, I feel like maybe some of those things that you've been working for, maybe some of those offers, maybe some of those jobs like that you've been waiting for, like I just feel like some good things may be coming in the month of March. A new way to do money. Let's get into it. Oh my God. All right, let's just say, what is this underlying energy? The underlying energy before I had shuffled the cards was actually it was actually the Five of Swords. And so to me, it symbolizes that this underlying energy of the Ace of Pentacles with the Five of Swords is saying that this is coming about because you left a lot of toxic stuff behind in your life. And so this month of March, so this lets me know that if for the last 12 months, so if you've been doing this from March 2022 to now, if you've been really, really focused on leaving behind some toxic relationships, leaving behind things that no longer serve you, God is saying that in this month of March, you are going to have a brand new beginning and you are going to be feeling victorious. Also, with this message of a 6 plus 1 to me is a 7, which means that again, it's doubling down on it's going to be something very spiritual or something very crazy is going to manifest in your life. And what God has asked you to do is just to rush in. Rush in, don't doubt it, don't think twice about it. Also, this is another sword suit. So again, something about communication. I feel like what God is saying is don't doubt yourself at this time. Again, God, just clarifying the energy for this Ace of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Is this the underlying energy? And the underlying energy is... I love this. The underlying energy, I'm not going to look at this again. 238 is the King of Pentacles, which means that again, from the ace to the pentacle, God is saying you already know the end goal. You already know where you're going. You know where you're headed. So God is saying to just see it through because it's going to lead you to victory and all of those sleepless nights are going to be over. So let's go ahead and just get just a little bit more energy and just understand exactly what this message is about. I'm going to go, because this talks so much about spiritual and divine, angel number 311, I'm going to go ahead and go into our star seeds and just get some more information. Star seeds, guardian angels, ancestors, our spirit team. What is this message of the Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Wands with the King of Pentacles underneath? What is this blessing that's coming to us in the month of March? What is this message all about? Please allow no doubt or confusion in me or the viewer's mind. This got me excited, y'all. I don't know why. This got me really, really excited. I just have a feeling something beautiful is coming. So the first, free spirit. To be a free spirit is to float without walls, to fly without judgment, and to love without condition. Again, with that, to me, that confirms that Five of Pentacles, that Five of Swords coming out, and you just no longer tolerating people trying to like dim your light or like shame you for your individuality. I feel like you're just really walking in your light. And because you're walking in your light, you're going to be blessed with this new opportunity. Underneath this is channel. You are a channel through which you are a channel through which healing energy reaches the world. And also, this comes with our Six of Pentacles. And the last thing is going to be observation. Expand your consciousness by observing the divine matrix. So with this coming out, it just tells me meditate. It doesn't say meditate, but every now and then I do feel like what God is saying is to just meditate about those things and those places that you want to go. Think about, who you want to be. Get very, very clear about it. Also, this just, I keep seeing this. This is going to end in these sleepless nights. And again, the Fool came up, back-to-back readings. And this came out again, back-to-back reading, the Fool came out reversed. And again, to me, the Fool reverse just means that you're not being a fool. You know exactly where you're going. So what God is saying is just get clear about where you're headed. But with this energy of channel and free spirit, with this Ace of Pentacles and this Six of Wands, like, guys, this is beautiful. Like, this is exactly what we want to be, because what this is telling me is that our ancestors, our guardian angels, like, they all see us. They all see how hard we've been working. They see how we've been trying to move away from those toxic relationships. And because of that, we're going to be blessed by it. I also feel like for some reason with this Six of, well, actually not some reason, because both of this, we have the Pentacles here, which is money, and we have the Wands here, which is passions. And so again, I feel like it's something physical is going to, a physical passion or dream is going to manifest in your life. And it's coming about because you leaving those things behind. And also because you got really, really clear on what you want. I was thinking, last night, I don't know, very randomly, I was thinking last night about, because I was trying to describe, I don't know who I was trying to describe this to, but I was trying to describe like my process of writing, and speaking of channeling. And I was just saying how like, it's like sometimes I can see the image, and then other times it's just like information is being dumped in my mind, and then I can see it clearly. Or it's like I realize that I can't even describe the process of my writing. Like if somebody really asked me, like put the gun to my head, like, girl, explain how you came up with this, I'd be like, I don't know, I just write freehand. But it really got me to realize that the difference between any other thing that I have done is that it has been all about me. It has been all about, my ego and just trying to put myself on. But this book is the one thing that I know without a shadow of a doubt is something that I co-created with God, because there's just certain languages, certain terminology that I don't have the knowledge, it's just not just of me. And so when I think about the fact that it's not just my energy that went into this book, and also the fact that my book, I told y'all, this is my eighth draft. This book commanded that I rise up to the skill level to actually even manifest this thing, like to even be able to birth it, to even be able to write it. It was like, no bitch, go to class, no bitch, figure this out, no bitch, go. It was like, it literally was like, get it right. And it wouldn't leave me. And I've been working on it for 7 years. And when I think about how not only has this book, like my writing has grown, but it has literally changed my entire life inside and out. And I also know, angel number 8, that it's not just me that's putting this energy, that's putting these ideas, that's putting this whatever the fuck it is into the world. Like I'm literally channeling information and guidance into the world. And when I think about it from that point of view, when I think about that, this is not just my book. Yes, I am the vessel that God chose to use to create this book, but this book is just not of me. This is not made up of just of my energy. And when I think about it from that point of view, I realize that it's not just me that's working on this. It's not just me who is committed and who wants this book to be successful. It's me, it's my spirit team, it's the writers, it's the spirits, the ancestors that came in and helped me want. All of them are going to be helping me to realize this dream. All of them, just like how this thing is, how this girl, I never looked at this like this before. We're always focused on just her sitting here, guiding this forward. But there's 5 other people in the background, 5 other people unseen, helping her and guiding her forward towards victory. And I feel like that's what God is trying to remind you. That if you're doing something that you know in your heart and soul that is not just of you, like you done got some spiritual help, that you done had some divine intervention, then God is saying, why don't you even just, why can't you just rest? Look at these two totally different energies. Why can't you just rest in the knowing that this is bigger than you? That this is not just you working on this. You know it. You felt it. You got woke up in the middle of the night. You know your journey. So why are you doubting it? Because people in the world are not treating you that way yet? Because people are not, putting you up on their shoulders? Is that why you don't believe it? Because if that's the case, then you are a fool. We always say faith without works is dead. And also faith is taking the first step without seeing the whole staircase. God is saying if you got to be here in order to work towards your dreams, then he don't need you. You're not helpful to any fucking body. You need to be able to feel it and to see it and to believe it without it even being in your world. And then that's how you bring it. That's how you manifest it. That's how it becomes a physical reality. I was doing my yoga classes. I was literally in my room saying, hi, y'all. Welcome to Intuitive Flow. I'm Honest Am. I was literally in here pretending to have a yoga class, pretending, making up yoga flows, going through the motions to do all of this stuff. And then it actually manifested in my life. So which means that I had to pretend, I had to see it in my mind first before it manifested in my reality. And this is what God is trying to get you to see about being a free spirit. This is your power as a spiritual being. You keep trying to look at the world and you're allowing the world to call you a loser and it's call you crazy. And you start to call yourself crazy. You start to doubt your own visions, your own intuition, your own your own guidance. If you haven't looked at the world don't know what the fuck they want. The world don't know anything. The world is in total fucking chaos. From the highest office of the land on down. So why are you keep looking at this outside world to determine who you are? It's backwards. But that's because that's what we were brainwashed. We were brainwashed to believe that the world dictates who we are instead of the other way around. This is what God is trying to see the month of March. If you could just remember your power, remember who you are. If you could just remember to see it in your mind and to know in your heart and your spirit that the victory is done. And then you walk that way, you talk that way, you act that way, the manifestation will come. The underlying energy of this was the King of Pentacles because this is how you have to be in your being. You have to be unmoved. I was saying in a previous video that I was at work or whatever, and like this lady, like a client of mine, like literally for 10 minutes was like trying to talk down to me because I submitted some paperwork wrong. And like, I just literally cut her off mid-sentence and said, ma'am, that's not necessary. You don't have to talk to me that way. You don't need to talk down to me in order to get your point across. You got your point across when you first called and said that the shit was wrong. And of course I didn't cuss at her, but I was just like, you don't have to talk down to me that way. But because I'm getting used to being my King of Pentacles, because I'm getting used to being in my power, as soon as I got off the phone with her, I was doubting it. But my instinct, what initially came out was, hey, don't talk to me that way. Do not treat me that way. That's not necessary. I think somewhere along in America, we think that to be an asshole or to exert your power is to be an asshole. And that is not power. That's not power. That's your ego. And guess what? That actually is fear speaking because you feel like you need to pump yourself up in order to beat me down. And guess what? I'm not having it. I literally told y'all the last time I was doing these videos. And I mean that shit. And I feel like that's what that situation came about to show me. No, I'm the King of Pentacles. I am the alchemist of my life every fucking day. Any fucking situation, on and off the job. I don't give a fuck what your title is. You're not going to talk to me any type of way. Period. And I don't give a fuck who makes that uncomfortable. If I lose my job because I tell somebody that it's not okay for you to talk to me that way, then that was not the job or the place for me. And it took for me to do these videos to realize what that really was. Because I literally was still feeling like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. And I gotta slow down. And it's like, no, nobody gets to talk to you crazy because it's not necessary. We're not fucking doctors and lawyers. We're not doctors. We're not lawyers. We're not saving nobody's life. We're not doing no heart transplant. We are fucking doing invoices and fucking billing rates. Like, none of this shit is that goddamn serious. Don't talk crazy to me. You don't have to talk crazy to me to prove a point. And so God is just trying to remind you that every situation that comes up in your life is just to remind you of who you are. And the whole purpose of this reading, the energy of this month of March, is to step into your free spirit energy, to step into that King of Pentacles energy, and to believe the vision and to know that you're the shit without having the proof of it. And God is saying, watch, I bring you to it. Okay? Let's go into our getting into the vortex to just understand exactly what this message is about. Even though I do feel like I'm gonna change, because I do feel like this is actually a money and a law of attraction concept, because it's literally like God is saying you have to see it before you believe it. You have to see it in your mind before it manifests in reality. So let's just see if we can get a tool that we can use. God, clarify this message of free spirit and channel. Free spirit channel, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Swords, King of Pentacles, along with observation. God, why is it so important for us to see the end goal before we take the first step? Why is it so important for us to believe that the victory is going to happen before it gets here? Allow no room for doubt or confusion in me or the viewer's mind, God. It's the opposite. It's that whole message about the mirrors again. Like, he keep telling us about that. It's the opposite. Like, we dictate it. And it also goes down to even on your job. How you allow people to treat you dictates how you feel on the inside. And so if you allow people to talk crazy to you all the fucking time, it won't be confusing why you're unable to realize your dream, because you don't even value yourself. It makes sense. If you allow people to talk to you crazy all the time, it would make sense why you're not following your dreams, right? Because you don't value yourself, right? But when you start valuing yourself, you start loving yourself, you don't allow people to talk to you any type of way. Anyways, let me let that go. Whenever I am feeling good, I am attracting good. When you think a thought of an upliftment or abundance or well-being, you are filled with a feeling of positive emotions. You may trust that the side that you feel as the indicator as to which side of the subject you really are on, which is really two subjects. Whether it is the subject of money or the lack of it, health or the lack of it, a relationship or the lack of one, always when you feel good, you are in a place of attracting what you want. And so this is what God is saying. Again, it's all about your feelings. Whenever you are feeling good, you are attracting good. And so what God was saying back, what I was saying when I first started this message, angel number 1750, if you've been for the last 12 months been focusing on feeling good, you've been focusing on making yourself the top priority, I genuinely believe in my heart and soul and spirit that this month of March, yeah, something's going to manifest in your life, something that you want and something that you've really been working towards. It's something that's going to make you feel victorious and something like the King of Pentacles in your life. And if you don't manifest it, what God is saying is that you need to focus on feeling better. And when you focus on feeling good and you focus on the life that you want to do, that is when you start manifesting things to you. It is not my role to make others happy, as I was going off. It is not your role to make others happy. It is your role to keep yourself in balance. When you pay attention to how you feel and practice self-empowering thoughts that align with who you really are, you will offer an example of thriving that will be of tremendous value to those who have the benefit of observing you. You cannot get poor enough to help poor people get well. You cannot get poor enough to help poor people thrive or get sick enough to help sick people get well. You can only uplift from your position of strength, clarity, and alignment. It is not my role to make other people happy, and I am a vibrational being. So just doubling down that God is saying that, you know, it's okay for you to let go of people like that are no longer serving you. And honestly, you need to, because if you don't, it can mess up your energy. Look at this. Underneath this is the Ten of Swords. God is saying this cycle is done. This toxic cycle can really be done. And it can be done by you just focusing on what you love, focusing on feeling good, focus on making yourself the top priority and not worrying about making others people happy. And if you do that, it will lead you straight to victory. Okay? All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and wrap up this message. Dang, I wish I had broke my light. Okay, I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna pull from our Namaste blessing, and then I'm gonna go do Sacred Rebels. Dear God, clarify this message. Dear God, what happens to us? And you can clarify this message. What happens if we decide from this moment on to, matter of fact, God, if we have been working on feeling good and not worrying about making other people happy, can you please tell us what is this Ace of Pentacles and Six of Wands that's coming in our life? How are we going to be rewarded? How are we going to become the King of Pentacles from focusing on making ourselves a priority? Allow no room for doubt or confusion. What blessing come into our life by making ourselves a priority? All right. A blessing from the light. You are deeply loved more than you can possibly imagine, and you are never alone. A universe of love and light surrounds you and showers you with blessings that ebb and flow into your heart. And so what God is saying is that even though you may have been, you may had to let people go because they were making you feel good. And God is saying, because you let those people go, what is going to happen is a blessing from the light is going to come in. And to me, when I feel like a blessing from the light, I feel like all of those things that was empty or things that that your old life was missing, I feel like God is going to flood it with light and flood it and fill your life with nothing but good stuff. Underneath this is a blessing woven in truth. Have the courage to speak your truth and a heavy burden will be lifted. It is the best that everyone involved know where they stand. The truth will set you both and others free. This is a blessing for all concerned, but most of all for you. So again, I feel like I feel like a lot of you guys have been on the fence about, should I let this person go? Should I stay? How should I handle this person in my life? And God is saying, just let that person go. Like, if they're not making you feel good, then they do not deserve to be in your life. And that is for the best. And that's they do not deserve to be in your life, and that is for the good for you and that person. I'm going to go back to my Conversations with God book, and in there is this passage where it talks about how, how sometimes in Christianity they preach this thing about, doing things for the good of another, but you have to realize, well, all of us being one, when you do something good for yourself, you are doing something good for another. And so what God was trying to say is that if you allow somebody to always abuse you or talk bad to you or just treat you bad all the time and you never stand up for yourself, how is that person going to learn that that's not okay? How is that person going to learn to know to not do that anymore? And so what God is saying is that you have to be true to you and you have to tell the truth and say that you don't want to take it anymore. And it's okay. All right. All right, y'all. And I'm glad God gave me both sides of the coin. So last final message. We're going to go to our Sacred Rebel. All right, God. Clarify this message of free spirit, channel, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Wands, King of Pentacles, and observation, along with free spirit, channel, a blessing woman in truth, a blessing from light. Whenever I am feeling good, I am attracting good, and it's not my role to make others happy. God, why is it so important for us to focus on the light? Why is it so important for us to focus on feeling good so that we can manifest those things in our life? Also, God, why are you telling us to see the vision before we take the first step? Allow no room for doubt or confusion in me or the viewer mind. Please wrap this reading up in a beautiful, beautiful bow. All right. All right. I'm going to do the bottom. Collaborative dreaming. I haven't read this card in a while. Collaborative dreaming. Beyond my purpose. All right, collaborative dreaming. 28 goes down to 10. So again, confirming that the cycle is done. Your heart is big enough to dream not only for yourself, but for a new humanity. Imagine a world that is healed with respect, understanding, and with community that foster life. Even your dreams that relate to you alone will contribute positively to the greater good because that is the nature of your heart. Your heart naturally and intelligently, your heart naturally and intelligently co-operates in a grand scheme of loving creativity, working to heal the hearts of the world. The heart creates win-win situations that benefits the individuals and the collective. You are being asked to honor your growing desire to co-create with conscious, like-minded people. Your collaborative dreaming is a heart-shaped, inspired win-win, bringing mutual enhancement to yourself and others. The heart wants to love and be loved. Working with others creatively is a way to allow the heart to grow. It is a chance for you to learn how to honor yourself and others and to find ways to live and let live, simply by growing and strengthening your active trust in your heart's guidance. You are asked to bear the rough patches that can come when you work creatively with others. Ideas might clash and there may be friction, particularly if you have different ways of working. Sometimes big dreams need fire to ignite them into reality. More fire might require more fiction along the creative path. It is not meant to be a permanent condition, just an aspect of the creative process from which you can learn something useful if you wish. Your guidance is to embark any experience of friction or tension within yourself as you work with another, with compassion, detachment, and tolerance. Creative endeavors, particularly involving groups, can bring up unresolved issues and about being valued, heard, or capable. They can also trigger disputes about taking responsibility or inflame insecurities about being cast into unfamiliar roles of leaderships or having to follow. This might happen for you or for others involved or for all involved. The stronger the creative energy that flows, the more likely that triggering will take place. It is the nature of creative energy to move in all directions. It doesn't just want to grow one project. Everything that comes into contact with it will grow. That means that the art and the artist are in the process of the creation. This can be smooth. That means that the art and the artists are in the process of creation. This can be smooth, but it is more likely to be rough selling at times, at least at times. This is not a sign that something isn't working, far from it. It is more usually a sign that growth is happening and you are feeling the growing pains. This oracle is guiding you to stay in your integrity, honor what you feel, and remember why you chose to open up to the group endeavors in the first place, especially if the group involvement becomes complex or challenging. Call on unconditional love each day and evening. It only takes a moment to do so. I call on unconditional love. Please help me and guide me on this project. You are going through this experience or will be in the near future because you are a part of a new creative learning program for humanity. This learning program is taking place at a spiritual level, and it requires highly individualistic and creative people to learn to work with each other without compromising who they are in order to reach a common creative goal. A common creative goal. I'm sorry. It is wonderful. Jesus, this is long. It is wonderful, important, and challenging creative and spiritual work. You need a strong sense of self to be able to engage in the process and not lose your voice during the journey. You need a strong enough sense of self to be flexible and know when to bend rather than break. You have to intuit what is going to be a good-hearted sacrifice for the greater good and when you need to stay true to your own voice for the greater good. Only the heart can guide you on these matters, and others may not always agree with your instincts and vice versa. That is the part of the challenge of staying present so that the friction created can be channeled into creative energy rather than lost in emotional turmoil. Please remember that what really matters is that you hear your own voice. Others may or may not be able to receive it. When you hear your own voice, you will be able to connect with your truths. You will know when it is right to remain in a group or when you need to withdraw in order to work with others who resonate at a more appropriate vibration and perhaps more in harmony with your own. Not every collaboration will be long-term. Sometimes the learnings will be short, sharp, and possibly even painful before it turns into the wisdom that is gained from experience. At times, the journey will be more loving, supportive, and harmonious. This is neither better nor worse, just different. This oracle comes with a particular guidance for you at this time, at this phase of your life and creative journey. You are no longer to think of yourself as a lone wolf. Yes, you have a unique path to tread, but now But you now have tasks to accomplish for your own growth and the greater good that requires more than a one-man band. You will still do your own work, of course. However, others are on their way to help you. There is only so much a single drop of water can do on its own. Though it is precious, together those drops can become a wave and make a considerable more impact in the world. You are a part of a collective wave of loving consciousness, and you are meant to be exploring collaborative dreams, healing relationships, and conscious communities. Some connections will be short-lived and perhaps involve some learning experience that you are hopeful of never needing to repeat. Others will be long-term loves. Either way, you will emerge more of yourself and more in connection with the world that wants your ideas, presence, energy, and light. This oracle brings a message to those of you that are involved in a group or are struggling whether to continue on or whether to let it go and move on. You are asked to trust your heart and not to allow any group to become more powerful than the wisdom of your own heart. Always allow the sacred rebel within to question authority. Is it loving and a wise authority, or is it coming from a place of fear-based control? Look to your heart wisdom to discern whether your involvement in a group is healthy or not. Sometimes a group can only receive so much of our energy before it is time to move on. Sometimes a group is not receiving us at all, but we feel that we are meant to be guiding hand in it for a period of time before our heart urges us to let go. Ask for guidance, do the healing process below, and trust in the feelings that become clear to you over time. You will know what to do. You must always trust your own voice above another. Angel number 3101. And I feel like that just clarified everything that I said. I feel like right now God is just asking us, look, and this also says, release the dark hole and be at cause. So I feel like for a lot of you guys that you are dreaming some really, really big dreams that have you feeling like the King of Pentacles, but you have been up at night worrying about how it's all going to come about. But God is asking you to run straight to it. Don't be stingy with your time, because it will link you to the 10 of Pentacles. This month of March, God is going to bless you with a new opportunity. But remember, you have to see the vision before he gives it to you. So make sure that you are focused on feeling good, and make sure you're not worrying about anybody else's opinions, because this is only your life and only you can really truly make it happen. So will you? All right, y'all, that's all the messages I have for you. If you made it to the end of this message, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end of this message, what are you waiting for? Until we meet again, dream those dreams and never, ever, ever let the internet rush you to double down. How do I feel? God is really, really telling you that if these last 10 months, this last 12 months, if you've really been focusing on feeling good and making yourself a priority in your life, all of that good energy is about to come right back around. So open up. All right, y'all. See you soon. Bye-bye.